This is Dabu7. I want to share with you guys here new radar information that blows this MH17 thing out of the water completely. You're looking at flight radar, and some of you may remember the flight radar video I did on Flight 370 that showed how it switched its flight and we were able to track exactly which direction it took off into. I will be showing you the same software here plus other radar images. What is of concern here is Singapore Airlines flight SQ351, which was headed to Singapore from Copenhagen, just minutes behind Malaysia flight MH17. Now what you're about to witness, shockingly, at the top of your screen here is that Singapore Airlines flight coming into frame, and as you can see, MH17 right here in the frame. Now what you will notice is that the Singapore Airlines crosses the flight path of MH17, and what they do next is a huge red flag. They correct themselves just after overshooting MH17, correct themselves and hop right behind MH17 the moment that it crashes and continues on. This is huge, smoking gun proof that Singapore Airlines was given instructions or had something of some sorts told to them to change their flight pattern and to follow this flight, and it went down right in front of them, and they state they never saw a thing. Now, we've yet to see anything, any proof that anything was shot down out of the sky. All we have seen thus far is a massive ground explosion. Okay? Now, this other video footage I'm going to share with you here is the icing on the cake in this situation, because it shows that MH17 was picked up after the crash, or something was picked up that jumped over and took off with the Singapore Airlines flight, as you're about to see. In this Russian radar imagery here, you can see Flight 17 coming into play. This is right where it begins to lose speed in this area, and you can see the Singapore Airlines coming in behind it in this region. Right there is MH17. As they start to come into motion, you will see right here, this is where it drops speed, and this is where it's supposed to stop. But notice it does not stop. Watch. It continues to track over, and it's picked up as Mach 17 for a split second. You see it jumping over right there? It's jumping over toward the pathway of Singapore Airlines. Right there, you see that movement? Something did not crash. Something was either right on top of or underneath of this flight, or this flight actually never blew up there. It was a ground explosion, and this plane, something in its proof right here, as crazy as it may sound, jumped over from this point, and at that point continued on the same flight path as the Singapore Airlines flight. All the proof is right here. It was picked up as even Mach 17 for a split second. This is after the crash. Something picked up on radar, cutting over, it disappears. Transponder turned off. And all we know, as I've shown you in this video thus far, is that through flight radar, the Singapore Airlines flight adjusted its flight path right behind MH17 the moment that it went down, continued on, and as you can see right here, when Flight 17 went down. Something was picked up on Russian radar coming back up from the spot, heading right over just a hair, the same line of traffic as Singapore Airlines. And the transponders then turned off and it disappears. I'll leave links to flight radar and to this article so you guys can read the rest of this. But you can see right there for yourself, MH17 jumping over from the crash site. This is proof. Smoking gun as it will ever get, guys. Right here in the radar. This has been Dabu7. Eyes open.